Welcome to Canasta Class Live Clinic. Hello, my Canasta friends. So glad you're here with me this evening. In this live clinic, we will be discussing basics, tips, and strategies all about canasta as we play on real canasta. This week's topic is about the perfect timing. Please put your questions in the chat. I'll be sure to answer any questions you have. Or if you're watching the rewatch, please put it in the comments below. If you have any suggestions on what I should do during play or what you would have done differently, please let me know. So let's continue with tonight's topic. The perfect timing. In the card game of canasta, timing is crucial for making strategic moves and maximizing your chances of winning. Canasta is a card game, as you know, that involves melding cards of the same rank and accumulating points. The game is typically played with 4 players in 2 partnerships. Tonight we're talking about some key timing considerations in canasta. Let's start with drawing and discarding. Early in the game, in the beginning, focus on drawing cards to help you complete your melds to create an opening meld. Discard cards that don't contribute to creating those melds. So your single cards or those of a low point value should be discarded, or those you think that are going to be useful to your opponents. Mid to late in the game, pay attention to your opponent's melds. Be cautious about discarding cards that might help your opponents pick the pack and complete their canastas. Focus on your partner's discards and try to match each other. Throughout the game, be cautious and count 7s and aces. Number 2, building melds. Early in the game, try to build melds quickly to open and put down your initial meld and work on creating 2 canastas to have the ability to go out. This can prevent your opponents from laying down their own melds when you close canastas. I recommend trying to close high value canastas of those ranks before your low value so your opponents cannot open with those cards. Mid to late in the game, be strategic about when you lay down your melds. You don't always want to lay down all your melds at once. You want to hold pairs to be able to pick the pack. If you suspect your opponent is close to going out by completing 2 canastas, you may want to lay down all your cards and put all your melds down so you aren't caught with the cards in your hand, which will be points deducted from your hand. Number 3, picking the discard pile. If you have a pair that matches the top card of the discard pile, consider picking the discard pile when there's at least 8 cards. This involves taking the entire discard pile and placing it in your hand and melding the top card with a pair in your hand. You don't always have to put down all the cards. This move can be effective to achieving lots of melds and canastas. Be cautious what's in the pack if there's aces and 7s that you aren't able to get rid of, or if there's a lot of dead cards, meaning closed canastas. Number 4, going out. Timing is crucial, and going out early can be a powerful move, but it may result in fewer points for your team. But potentially points can be deducted from your opponent's team. Staying later in the game gives you more points and possibly control over the game, or it also is risky if your opponent gets out before you. Number 5, keeping track of the cards. Memory skills is important in canasta. Pay attention to the cards that have been discarded or picked up by the opponents. The information can help you make informative decisions about which cards to discard and which ones to hold, specifically 7s and aces with a high value canasta when completed pure. Number 6, observing opponents. Predict your opponent's moves. Pay attention to your opponent's actions and try to predict what strategies they're using. This can be helpful to make more informative decisions about what cards to play or to hold. Remember that canasta is a dynamic game and its optimal timing of your moves can vary based on the specific situation of the table. Adapt your strategies based on the cards you have, the cards your opponents have, and those they are playing, and the overall progress of the game. There is no perfect timing for everything. It is based on how the game is running and how your opponents play. So it's key to watching all. So let's get on to playing on Real Canasta. This video and many videos on how to play or past lives can be seen on Canasta Class. If you need more detailed instructions and tips or strategies on a topic, subscribe and head on over to Canasta Class so you don't miss any new videos or posts when I go live. You'll get a notification. Thank you for your support, and thank you so much for watching these videos, for subscribing, which is clicking the subscribe button, for giving me a thumbs up, and for sharing master friends about this channel. Thanks for leaving comments and chatting in the chat. It makes the night the best when it's engaging with chats. Thank you again for taking some time out in your evening to come learn more about Canasta. We're going to head on over to Real Canasta. We're going to play a new game. We're going to play fast, 5-card base, which means I can't add a wild until I have 5 of a rank, and invisible mode so nobody can see us on tonight. We're going to sort our cards by rank, and then we're going to pick a card. We're going to possibly play a special hand. We have a lot of aces. I don't know if I want to hold all these aces. I'll hold them just for one round, and let's put out the cards. My partner is opening. And I pick a card. So far, no aces have been discarded. And now I'm going to start getting rid of these aces. Pick a card. And I don't have an ace and nor a 5 to help close this. I can close the 8, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and get rid of my ace. That's 2 aces. Oh boy, a lot of aces. Pick a card and get rid of an ace. My cards have, oh good, my partner picked it, although now she has all the aces. I think I got rid of 3 aces, and I think the other team probably has an ace. She put out queens. I can put out my 10. And I know my partner has all the aces, so I'm going to continue to dump the aces. I only want to hold 2 sevens. I'm going to get rid of a 7. And I'm going to get rid of my ace. So the other team ended the game. They got 1,755 points, and we got 1,635. We are both still at 125, so we're going to start our next round. Sort by rank. Put out your threes and pick a card for your turn. Sort again, and we have lots of sevens. I don't want to be holding these sevens, so I'm going to start getting rid of them. That's 1 7. We both have to get 125. 2 sevens. Fabulous. My partner's open. And I can pick the pack. I have a pair. And I can close it with a joker. I'm not going to put out my 2 aces yet, and I can't put a 7 in the empty tray. So those will be my next discards. I'm going to discard maybe a 5. Oh, they had a 5. I'm going to take the pack with a 9. And I'm going to discard a 5 again. I got to get rid of these 7s. I'm going to take it one more time to get our 2 down, and then I'm going to get rid of these 7s. We got kings. I'm going to get rid of a 5. I'm going to put out my 2 aces. Maybe my partner has a wild, and I'm starting to get rid of my 7s. That's 1 7. Two 7s. Three 7s. Put out my 4s, put out my queens, put out my 6s, and that's all I got right now. And I'll get rid of the final 7. That's 4 7s. Next card can be a 10 or an 8. And close the queens. So nobody ended that game. However, we ran out of the stockpile, so the game ends that way. My opponents had 545. They only had 1 canasta, so they don't get the value of the 3s. They're negated. They're not any points. And they do get the value of the points on the table, and then they deduct the value of the points in their hand. We got 3 mixed canastas and 1 pure, and we got all the value of the 3s plus what we've melted on the table. We do have to deduct the points that are in our hand, and we ended up with 2,580. We are now at 155 and the other team is still at 125. Wow, my partner's opening fast. Sort your cards by rank. Put out your threes. Get new cards for your threes. And pick a card for your turn. Sort by rank. We potentially have the makings of pairs. We do need pairs of aces and sevens when you have wilds. Also note that we can no longer go for pairs. My partner has opened, so we can no longer go for pairs. I can add my 2 queens on here, but I'm going to wait a round or two to see if my opponents discard a queen so that we can make a canasta. I am going to discard a 6. I am going to discard an ace. I'm hoping my opponents will discard one of these that I have and we can get a canasta. My opponents put out 10s and 9s. I'm going to discard a 10. They got a pure canasta of aces, which is 2,500 points, which is not great. I'm going to go ahead and put out my 9s because they have 9s out already. We're never going to, we're competing with 9s, and I'm going to discard the 10. I'm going to take the 8. And I'm going to put out the 8 and discard the 10. Sixes are dead. Put out the 8. I'm going to put out my queens at this point. And I'm going to discard the 10. 1, 7. I'm going to put out my 3 kings, and I'm going to close the queens and discard the 6. Put out the 8 because we have to try to get another canasta to get the value of the 3s. The jacks are dead. Excellent. We got the value of the 3s. That's what we're looking for, 2 canastas. 10s. My opponent has them out, and I know I threw a couple 10s in there, so we're going to discard a 10. We got 1,570, a total of 5,785, which will bring us to 180. The other team got 4,630 because they got those whopping 2,500 points for pure aces. That's why you got to watch throwing aces and 7s into the discard pile. It helps increase your score dramatically. We both are at 180. Sort your cards by rank. Put out your 3s. Pick a new card and pick one for your turn. Sort again. We have the potential for pairs, but unfortunately, in order to get pairs, you have to have a pair of jokers, a pair of aces, and a pair of sevens, which we do not have. So we're going to start getting rid of the lower cards and working our way to 180. The other team's opening already with 180. Yikes. Feel like every card I'm going to discard now, they're going to take. That's what happens when you open like that early. Fours are in the 6th position. That was a safe discard to discard because they can't pick the pack. My opponent just put out an 8, so I can get rid of an 8 to be safe. My partner threw out a 5. They have kings in 6th position. I'm going to throw out a king. I'm sorry, I didn't pick a card yet. Throw out a king. Another king. We aren't even close to 180. We need a lot more wild cards, and with these 5s, it's not really helping. They're throwing 5s, so I think we're safe to throw them. I think there's about 4 5s in there. Okay, let's start getting rid of these 5s. So right now we have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 25. We have nothing. I'm getting rid of the 5s. Fours are dead. My partner's opening, thankfully. Aces, jacks, and 9s. We have nothing. Yikes. Not a good matchup. Oh no. Oh, we never even got to put our cards out. The other team won. Remember, the final score needs to be 8,500 or higher. They won, and we did not put out any cards to get canastas during this round. So everything, the cards in our hand, the cards on the table, my partner's hand, and the 3s are all negative. So we're going to start a new game at the very beginning. So we're back to 125. It's a whole new game. Sort by rank, put out your 3s, pick a card for your turn. So we're at 125, and we have a nice hand. We have 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30. We have plenty of points. I'm going to try to build up this discard pile in hopes that my partner can pick it when I go out. We also have the potential of a special hand if I get a 5. Having another ace. I'm going to open. And I'm going to discard a 9. And exactly what I was hoping for. I picked up another 8. Now I have a pair. And close the aces so that the opponents can't open with aces. And there's my 8. I'm going to take the pack. Having pairs is power. And I get the whole discard pile. I do have an extra 7, so I'm going to make sure that becomes one of my discards. I have 1 jack. I'm going to put out my queens because I don't think the opponents will discard queens to me. I'm going to put out my 9s. I'm going to put out 3 5s and hold on to 2 and discard a 4. I'm going to give my partner 1 turn to see if they can add on to the jacks or the queens. It's 1 7. I'm going to close the 9s. And because we have our 2 canastas, I'm going to put the 5s out and discard a 7. That's 3 7s. Four 7s. I want to keep 2 7s and 2 aces, and aces are closed, so we no longer have to keep 2 aces. My partner wants to go out, and we can go out. I am clean. I have only 1 ace and 2 7s, so I can say yes. We won that round. We got 100 bonus points for going out. We made 2,940. The other team got negative points because they didn't meld any cards. So the cards in their both of their hands and the 3s on the table are all negative. We got the value of the mixed canastas and 1 pure and all the 3s and the melds on the table minus the cards in my hand. We are at 125, and so is the other team. The other team's already opening. That's 1 7. We're going to put out our 3s and pick a card for our turn. And we have our clean triple of 8s. So we have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 20. We're 5 points short. They have queens in 6th position. I'm going to discard a queen. It's 2 7s. I think we have the points now. We have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 20, 30. I'm going to discard the jack because my opponent to my left opened with jacks, so they're probably not going to have jacks. I could have opened, but I'm going to wait 1 more turn in hopes that my opponents discard something that can help me pick the pack. And here you go, 9s. I'm going to take the pack. I have to put out my cards first, and then I have to have the point count first, and then they will give me the pack. Now we have 6s. I'm going to hold on to 5s. 8s, I can add 1, and I'm going to hold on to everything else. I'm going to discard the jack. I'm going to discard the 7. I think that's 2 7s in there. I'm going to close the 8s. And I'm just getting the ace because my person on my left put down the aces, so I'm going to discard that. We have a pair of sixes, so I'm going to take the pack. We have nines. I can go ahead and put our nines out, and hopefully my partner will have a wild card to close it, or the sixes. And I'm going to discard the jack. And I have to get rid of all these sevens. There's way too many sevens in my hand. I'm going to hold all my cards until I can get clean of these sevens. I don't want my partner going out or asking to go out. Put your three out. Oh my Lord. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6. We need one more seven, and we have 7 sevens. Oh, there it is. I'm taking the pack. We're going to get sevens. You got to keep track of those sevens. We just got 2,500 points. Very nice. So now I'm putting everything out in my hand that I can possibly put out. You do have to make a plan on what you're going to use as your discard. On an empty tray, you can't put down an ace, a 7, or a dead card. So I can't put down 8s, 6s, or 9s. 8s, 6s, or 9s. I think I might put out that king. I think that would be the best thing to do. I can't put out the queen. 8, 6s, or 9s. 10s I could put out. Queens are dead, and I got that lonely king. Guess I'm putting the king out. Even though I have tons of points in my hand, I still am clean of aces and 7s. I'm going to say yes. We are now at 180, and the other team's at 125. We got those bonus points for those 7s. We get 2,500 points for that. We are at 180. We have a long, long way to go. We don't have much of anything here, so we'll start getting rid of these low cards. And even though these are a pair, I'm going to get rid of them because we have to get to 180. There's 1 7. I'm hoping my partner opens because I really don't have the cards for 180. There's 2 7s. Yikes. Uh-oh, the other team's opening. Put out my 3. Jack. He has aces out. I don't have aces to help. I don't know what to get rid of. I think there's 2 7s in there. I'm going to get rid of the 3rd 7. Well, that's super exciting that my partner opened. I'm going to pick a card, and I can close the 9s. And that's all I can do. I can add one king. I'm going to keep a pair. I'm going to keep the jacks, and I'm going to get rid of the 4 for now. I'm going to take the pack and close the kings and put out the queen. I'm going to start putting the 7s out because my partner has the 7s. I think we're going to win this game. I'm going to close the 5s, and I'm going to put the 8 out and then put the king out. And I'm going to end the game. The last discard, you have one more opportunity to pick the pack. And we won that game. Awesome. I think we can play one more game. I like to play 3 games, full games, so we'll play one more game. Put out your 3, pick a card, and I'm getting rid of the low cards. I'm going to pick a card, and I'm going to close the kings, and I have 1 4, and I'm going to put out the queen. Aces, my opponents have out. Now they only have 2 cards, so I'm going to put out my 8s. I'm going to put everything out because I don't want to get deducted for the points in my hand. They can't pick it because they already have 5. If they picked it, they have to put down their pair, and the ace, they would make them 8, and they only can have 7. I'm going to put down the 5 and discard the ace. We are able to go out. We have more than 2 canastas. You just need 2. So if I can get rid of all my cards, I'm going to ask my partner to go out. I can add the joker onto the 6, so I'm going to ask my partner if I can go out. And he says yes. I'm going to close the 6s and put my 7 out, and this hand will be over. We got 100 points for going out, and we ended up with 2,355, so we're still at 125, and the other team got 1,775. Next round. Okay, we're going to sort our cards. Put out our 3s. And let's see, we can get rid of a 4. Okay, I have to pick a card for my turn, and we're going to get rid of the 4. We're going to pick a card. We have to do 125. We have plenty of points, and we have our clean triple. So let's do 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 5. And then we have 20, 30, 40. And we need a discard. So I'm going to discard the 9 or the jack. I think I'll go with the jack. Hopefully my partner will be able to pick the pack. Perfect. I do have a 5 I can add, and I'm going to get rid of the 9. Going to close the 5s to get our canasta. We got to cover these 3s. Look at all those 3s. We don't want to get negative points for that. And I'm going to get rid of the king. 1 7. 2 7s. Keep in mind 2 7s. Now, I want to hold on to 2 7s and 2 aces. I can add it here, but we're really wanting to make 10s and 4s, so I'm going to use this as a discard. Nice. Fives are dead. 4 7s. It's a 10. And I'm going to get rid of an ace. Again, I can put the 6 down, but it's not going to give us a canasta because they have 4 6s also. That's a better discard than the jack. He can have 2 jacks or a 7 or an ace. He could pick the pack. All the sevens are there. Oish. Wish I had those sevens. I'm ending the game. They got negative points because they never completed a canasta. So the cards on the table, the cards in each of their hands, and the threes are all negative. We got positive points, even though we didn't go out. We got 1,945. We're at 155 points, and they're at 125. Wow, lots of threes for the opponents. Okay, we have a single 5. Let's put that out. We have single 4s and single 6s. We're trying to get to 155. The first thing is we need that clean triple. We don't have that yet. Oh, now we do. So we have 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We're 5 points short. And now we have it. So we can go ahead and put out our cards, or you can wait, but I would prefer with 3 aces. I'm going to put out my cards. Oops. Here's our clean. And then we have to come up with 45 more points. 10, 20, 30, 40. And we have to use this wild. I'm going to put out my aces. And I'll discard the 6 and get 4 cards. Bummer, my partner didn't have any aces. Oh, maybe he has one. And I'm going to get rid of a jack. Not much help over here. Six. Oh, good. The threes are now covered, meaning they're not negative or positive, they're 0 because we have 1 canasta. In order to get the value, we have to get 2 canastas or more. I think all the aces are in here. Oh, I think there's a lot of 7s. If I pick the pack, we might get negative points. I'm going to let it go. I think there's not enough 7s in there. I really do want to pick it, but I don't want to risk getting negative 1,500 points. Although it is the whole pack, I probably should have picked it. I could do it, but I don't think all the 7s are in there. I don't want to do it. Bummer, we didn't get it. Okay, my opponent melded 8s. I'm going to put down 8s. And I'll put down the final 8. Yeah, all the 7s weren't in there. We were short 1 7. Good thing I didn't pick it. We would have been stuck with those 7s. Okay, we're on to the next round. We're still at 155. They're at 125. They got negative points that round. They never completed any canastas, and they had a whole bunch of 3s, so they became negative. Next round. So it's not always a good thing to pick that pack. We would have got stuck with 1,500 points negative. Got a bunch of threes. Put out your threes. And then pick a card for your turn. Another 3. And we have a single 5. Let's put that out. We might be at 155. Let's say we have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40. Oh, we have enough. We can take the pack. It's using all our cards, but we can give it a go. Maybe by getting out early, we can keep picking the pack. Yikes. I'm going to put out 1 6 and get rid of a 5. Not very much. Hopefully my partner can help us out here. Oh, I can close the 6s. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to wait a minute. I need to have some cards to discard here, but we do need a canasta. I'm going to close it because if we don't get a canasta and they go out, I'm doing it. It's terrible to be only playing with 2 cards. Hopefully my partner can close the other ones. I put myself in a bad spot. $10 would have been a fresh card. I didn't want to put that out. Oh, maybe my partner can close that eventually. See, I can't do it because I don't have enough cards. This won't be our hand. Oh, there you go. Now I can go out. Aces are closed. Oh, all those 7s are in there. That's not good. Oh, good. We're going to go out. So now we're at 155 and they are at 125 still. Oh, we have a bunch of pairs. Maybe we can play pairs. When you play pairs and you have wild cards, you have to have 2 aces and 2 7s. I'm going to get rid of the 5s in case we pull something different, and then this way we're set up with higher point values because we have to get to 180. But maybe we can make it with pairs. We don't have 180 yet. Let's say we have 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 20, 30, 40. Not enough. Oh, good. My partner's opening. Aces and kings. Jacks. 6. I can close the kings, and I will next hand. I just want to give myself a chance to see if we can pick the pack. 9s. Perfect. We're taking the pack. Because the minute I put out those kings, that's a safe discard for them. And I'm going to put out my queens. Probably going to use that jack as a discard. Put out my ace, I suppose. And maybe the 8s. And discard the jack. I have to get rid of one of these 7s. Let's close the 9s. Let's close the queens. And put out the 7. I'll put out my 4s. I'm going to put out my 5s and 6s. We want to get out of this game. It's 2 7s, 3 7s. Kings are closed. Oh, good. My partner is going to go out. And we won another game. So we won 2 full games this evening, and the other team won 1. This was a good game. I think this was the round that we pulled pure 7s. And on the very first game, the other team who won, they had pure aces. So you have to be very cautious discarding aces and 7s into the discard pile. We will be exploring next week how to improve your timing in your game. I have some suggestions on how to improve. So join us next week. I hope you enjoyed this evening, and thank you for being patient with me tonight and taking some time out. I'm glad you were here. So join me next Monday night at 6:30, and we'll talk about how to improve your timing. If you have a topic you'd like me to go over, please post it in the chat or add it below in the comments, or email me at mahjongclass@yahoo.com. And if you like Mahjong, catch me tomorrow night at Mahjong Class. I'll have a live clinic then also, which is run similar to this. We'll have a topic, and then you'll see me play on I Love Maj. So thank you again for joining me, everyone. Have a great evening, and have a good night. Bye-bye. I'll catch you in the next one.